All right, Psalm 140, let's call this one Why. Because in this psalm, David is going to seem to have a firm understanding of why he's asking that God deliver him from the misery in which he's surrounded at this particular time in his life, or he's going to ask God to guard him from those who are surrounding him. And in verses 8 through roughly 11, he's going to ask God not to grant the desires of the wicked, as he's going to conclude in verses 12 through 13, that no matter how bleak things might seem at the moment, he trusts that God is not going to give Israel up to the desire of those who are destabilizing the peace he is trying to establish in Israel at this time, saying that verse 12, I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and will execute justice for the needy. The thing that seemed to catch my attention most was probably in verse 8, where he says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Do not further their evil plot. Reminded me of something that the psalmist said in Psalm 125, when he said that the scepter of wickedness will not rest on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. That was not David, but it's two psalmists that seem to acknowledge the same thing. The things that I'm asking God to do exist in a larger context. And it's one thing for me to ask him to get even with someone who I think has wronged me. It's another thing for me to understand why the things that they are doing not only destabilize our environment, but our opportunity to be at our best. Once again, remember that David doesn't ask for some double standard. If he's asking God to hold his enemies accountable, he's likewise asking God to hold him accountable for the ways in which he destabilizes the peace of the people around him. Sometimes we use the COVID example, the days in which we were preoccupied with COVID not spreading as a physical disease. But more than physical diseases not spreading, it's just as important to have a healthy emotional environment in which to function and try to make moves. And so in this psalm, where David appreciates where his personal interests fit with what God is trying to accomplish in this particular space, it reminds me that I am at my best when I am honest about my motives and I embrace whether or not what I'm asking God to do fits with what he's trying to accomplish in this particular time and space.